What's up, guys? Codey Eatherton here, owner of Rapid Response Roofing.
And I'm Justin. I'm the COO of Rapid Response Roofing.
We want to talk about this, right? This is the elephant in the room.
Things that you should look for to know that this isn't a scam, to know that you're dealing with a tried and true company, to know that you're dealing with a real set of folks who are going to take care of you and give you a great product. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rapid Response Roofing Podcast. I'm Justin.
And I'm Codey.
And today we're going to talk about roof inspections. We're going to talk about what your roofer should be doing during their inspections, what you should be seeing after your inspections, and how the inspection can help you with your insurance process.
Every roofer, this is what to expect basically from every roofer. If your roofer's not doing this, I highly recommend that you call another company that's going to give you a second opinion, Rapid Response Roofing, to do the things properly for you. So an inspection is more than an inspection. So what we're doing is we're putting together an evidence package for your insurance company. So we need to justify and document all of the damages that took place on the property, right? So the insurance company, they're going to be looking for a combination of things. They're going to be looking for spatter, and this is for hail, guys, just so we're clear. So they're going to be looking for spatter. They're going to be looking for collateral damages, which is damages to other areas of your home that may not be on the roof. And then they're going to be looking for your roof damages, right? Your shingle damages, the hail damages, indentations on your roof. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up there and we're going to document very thoroughly all the damages that are up there. And some of those damages may be very obvious. Some of those damages may be very hard to see, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to put together a full damage report is what we call it. And we take hundreds of photos documenting everything up there, right? And then we also are going to come down and we're going to go over those pictures in the damage report with you. So that way you feel comfortable, you see the evidence of the damage that's up there. So that way we are both on the same page to move forward with filing a claim with your insurance company for your losses. So you need to make sure that the roofing company that you choose to inspect your roof, that they're doing a good job documenting those damages, that they're willing to come down, show you all those photos and go through the damages with you. So that way you clearly understand the situation that you're in, right? And then, on top of that, just, making sure that they look, like they're capable of doing the inspection, so making sure that they have, their tool pouch on their chalk, make sure they have the proper boots to walk on your roof. That's another important detail, making sure that they have, what we call cougar paws, those protect your shingles when we're walking on your roof. So that way we're not causing any other damages while we're up there looking at damages from the storm. Just making sure everything is documented properly so that way we can send it all to the insurance company. So
damage inspecting, and it's something that you and I have both done an awful lot throughout our careers as roofers. There's a methodology I think that we all kind of adopt our own way of doing it. I'll share with you how I like to do it. I like to start in the ground. I like to work my way around the walls, or elevations in insurance speak. I like to start on the walls, and I like to look at your siding. I like to look at window wraps. I like to look at downspouts. I even look at your deck, because if I can find any piece of evidence that's on those things and I document it accordingly, and by accordingly, I mean I'm measuring how big of a dent I'm finding in the window wraps. I'm measuring how big of a hole there is in your siding, in your downspouts, with something called a HAG tool. I'm comparing that measurement to the meteorological data that we have. So if 1.5 inch hail fell on your property, and I'm measuring 1.5 inch indentations around the property on the ground, I'm measuring 1.5 inch spatter on the deck, that paints the picture. We like to say controlling the narrative. Yep. That paints the picture for the insurance company that the weather event actually did happen here. And there's evidence of it in other places that are not the roof, that are not the siding, are not the whatever the target is for the remediation. Then we're going to put a ladder up. Then I put a ladder up and I go on your roof. The first thing I'm doing right at the eve is I'm taking documentation of your the lips on your gutters. I'm taking a measurement of your shingles. I want to see if your shingles are discontinued. I'm using a HAG tool to determine what type of shingle you have or what year lifespan it should be. And then I'm getting on the roof and I'm starting from the very top and I'm working my way down. I'm going to go look at the soft metals up there. I'm going to look at your vent boxes. I'm going to look at your flue caps. And the same thing, I'm going to be measuring all of those indentations. Once I've found all of that collateral damage, they like to say in the insurance world, then I'm going to move on to the shingle plane. On the shingle plane, I'm looking, and I think we did an episode on this. I'm looking for telltale damage of hail impacts, which is bruising to the matting, missing granules, sometimes fractured matting, sometimes straight up punctures through the roofing system. If you have some of these older shingles, older T-locks, older Sheriff Goslin shingles, they create this gap underneath where they lap, and that's a good spot where you find breaks where hail actually makes it into the roofing system. Once hail is documented, we measure it with our ruler to make sure it fits the rest of the hail that we're working with up there. We circle it with a piece of chalk so it'll wash off in the next rain. And then we're going to outline what's called a test square. Test square is a 10 by 10 square or 1 square of roofing, and we're going to count up how many hits that we can find. If we find 1 or 2 hits, maybe there isn't enough damage to satisfy an insurance claim. But if we find 8 or more, 10 or more hits in a square, that is what the insurance company likes to look for. Now, for us at Rapid Response Roofing, we go through great lengths to make sure we document everything just the way that the insurance company is going to document it. It's probably not going to prevent your adjuster from coming out, but what it is going to do is going to signal to your insurance company that these guys aren't playing around. They know exactly what they're doing it. They've documented the damage just like the adjuster is going to document the damage. So in some cases, the insurance company takes our damage report and they go, hey, this is all we need. We're going to go ahead and approve this. Or they'll say, these guys sent us a damage report. The customer is expecting us to go out there and find the same damages. And if I don't, I'm going to have to justify myself. When you put your insurance company in a position where they have to justify their actions, they're less likely to screw around with you. And that's why we do our inspections the way we do. Now, let's talk about what happens after the inspection. Your roofer just came off of the roof and they've got a phone full of pictures, and in our case, an iPad full of pictures, and they need to show it to you. Don't just take their word for it. Any good inspector, whether this is a retail inspection or an insurance inspection, should be documenting all the things that they're doing. They should be coming off of that roof and showing you on the phones, this is what I found. This is an indentation to your flue cap. This is the same size indentation to your shingle plane. I found 10 plus impacts in a test square. This is the same thing that the insurance company is doing. Let them show you, or at least ask them to show you. If they come off the roof, go, yep, it's smoked. Let's file a claim, and they don't give you any proof, I would call that into question. A proper inspector is going to come down and he's going to give you surefire. This is what's up there. These are the damages I found. Yep. And guess what? It matches to a T, down to the millimeter, the meteorological data for the hail that we knew fell out of the sky here. Yep.
Perfect.
So that is an inspection in a nutshell. We could probably talk about inspections for hours and hours and hours. There's a bunch of methodologies. There's a bunch of different ways that people do it. Some folks are using drones these days. I don't necessarily trust it yet. Maybe in a couple more years.
No, I feel like, to get a very thorough inspection, you got to have boots on the roof.
I agree. I think because you can take a drone and look down at something and not know, like, sometimes, you have blisters on a roof that look like hail. You have just regular wear and tear that can look like hail. If without being able to touch it and feel the matting there, it's really hard to determine yes or no. So with that being said, if an adjuster comes out and he uses a drone and he says no damage, I would question that. Not to make an enemy out of the insurance company. Anyway, I think this has gone on too long. Thank you for visiting us for the Rapid Response Roofing podcast. If you want to know more about how we do inspections, what we look for, and what you can look for as a homeowner, check out some of our other videos that we have in our catalog about things that you would notice after a hailstorm, or give us a call. Shoot us a shout on social media, on Facebook, hit us up on Instagram, send us a message on Google, or give us a call at 269-753-1121. Thanks, guys.
Perfect.